Well, let's talk about this, okay? You want to?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so, yesterday was the LSU-Iowa game. Crazy fun game to watch. But it seemed like the big story of the game was this Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese backlash situation. You tweeted a lot about it. What were your thoughts on that whole situation?
Well, I think it just showed you how there is a double standard that happens when it comes to how black players are perceived when it comes to their emotions and being braggadocious compared to white players. And we saw that on full display, unfortunately, in the national championship game. And that's something that cannot happen. My thing is we need to allow these girls to be the A-plus trash talkers, just elite stuff that is going to bring more fans to the game. I want that rah-rah. I want that passion. I want, yeah, you can't see me. Yeah, you're waving off people, Caitlin Clark. Yeah, that's disrespectful, but I love it. Because you want the opponent, to respond to that. So I am all for the emotion by these players. I just wish people had the same energy that they have for Caitlin Clark with Angel Reese.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, let's talk about the history of this. I mean, like, the double standard is, like, so clear. It's been, like, a long storied thing about, like, how black players are not able to, like, express themselves in the way that white players are doing it. In NCAA women specifically, like, is there precedent for this? Like, has this been a thing that we're seeing less of now, or is this a thing that's now being, like, called out way more?
Well, I think because of the rise of social media, right, we're seeing it, amplified a lot. But it has happened before. Candace Parker is somebody who comes to mind because she is all in your face. She's going to talk trash. She's going to be in the refs. She's going to be in the opponents. But nothing to this level, because I think a lot of times we saw, and Diana Taurasi is another one, but people love that. So now when you bring in a black player who doesn't, fit the norm, as she said, who doesn't, fit into any box, then people are like, whoa, she can't be doing that. Like, show some class. But nah, if you win the national championship, you can do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think every team should get 5 curse words that they can loudly yell during the game, and they can yell it at whoever they want. You get 5, and then you got to go on.
Yeah, and that was the thing for me, like, even watching it on social media, just like, because Caitlin Clark had a whole thing where she's like, oh, I didn't see it. I was congratulating the team. They're like, how classy, how humble of her. It's like 2 days ago, she was out here disrespecting. She was waving people off. She was disrespecting everybody.
I will say also, Caitlin Clark, though, she's come forward. She's been like, like she hasn't really, like, taken, like, offense to it, correct?
Well, I don't think she has to, and that's the weird part, is that, like, by doing nothing, Caitlin Clark is going to be fine. Yeah. But Angel Reese has to come in and be like, no, I meant this, or I didn't mean this, or I'm sorry, or I'm not sorry. Like, there has to be a statement from Angel, because all of this attention is focused at her in a way that Caitlin's going to scathe away scot-free on this, which I am really kind of upset about, because you were doing the exact same thing.
Doing the exact same thing. You told Hailey Van Lith to shut up. You're down by 15 points in Elite Eight game, again, which I love. But, yeah, with the whole thing, like, I didn't see it. Come on.
Right.
You are a competitor. You wanted to take that road because you guys lost, and so you didn't want to, clap back or anything, which I get. But if it was me, I would be like, yeah, I saw it, and, hey, look, I did it to other people, she did it to me, so it's fair game.
And that's where I think that the issue is with Caitlin Clark's statement to me, is that she didn't mention that she did it to other people. She didn't mention that she was also, like, a part of this, and this is exactly what she wanted. She skated over that completely. And that's what's so frustrating to me, is because for the people who are, like, so humble, so sweet, so great, everything she just did fit that narrative. And didn't, like, shut anybody down. Why?
Well, she was known for jawing.
Yeah, she was known for it. But the people, like, do you think that she should have a responsibility to say, I was doing the exact same thing?
I think she has. It's interesting because these are kids, right? 18 to 22-year-olds. I think she would benefit, or it would be really imperative for her to come out and tell people, like, yo, I do the same thing that Angel Reese does, and she gets a lot of flack for it. I overwhelmingly do not. And I think that would show a great example of being a true ally. Because if you notice, the Iowa players, Caitlin Clark, they're not clamoring, they're not coming to Angel Reese's defense. And I get it because, they just lost. Just lost. But maybe down the road, sure. Something like Paige Beckers, right? Remember when she spoke up at the ESPYs a couple years ago, talking about how black players need to be amplified more when they're the ones who are predominantly in this sport. And it kind of fell on deaf ears, but that is an example of stepping up for people who are marginalized and are not looked at as the same when it comes to their white counterparts.